know this, it's what's so weird when you go live to YouTube from Zoom is that you click go live and it says it's setting it up, but you're already live. And so like the moment I clicked go live, I'm already live, even though it says it's setting it up. I wish it would go live the moment I see it, but here I am. So let's do the thing that we always do, which is get a little hello in the chat. Welcome. Ask me anything. Spell it properly here in the chat. And then if you own a business, I should do what Eileen does, which is have automatic keystrokes make like long things type out for me. That would be really smart to do. If you already have a business, this will be a turning point for you. I really should do that. So just put that on my list. This will be a turning point for you. And that's, hey, YouTube, what's up? HTTPS, just showed you that. Collab.prouty.me. Okay, there we go. Done on YouTube in the chat. Got a bunch of people here in the chat. Let's go with some YouTube questions that came in as comments to some YouTube videos. And some of those questions are about the way I eat, which I'm happy to answer those questions as well. I tell you this before I tell you anything about eating, I'm going to tell you this. I am not a doctor or a nutritionist or I'm not anything. So I have to warn you, don't listen to me about what I tell you about eating. Okay. So there are two questions that came in because this week I have posted some videos about my eating. For those of you who are new, hey, well, wow, we got a ton of people that just joined on YouTube. What's up? So as an entrepreneur and a business owner and somebody who serves people, I have to be mentally sharp all the time. I have to be acute. I have to be creative. I have to be able to think. I have to have a tremendous amount of energy. And I also want to take care of my health so that I'm not, so that I have all of those things. And so the only thing that I found to work was intermittent fasting. It was the only thing I found to work. And I'm just going to follow up with something Eileen is saying, auto text by Jitbit. If you're on a Mac, it's already built into your Mac. You already have auto text built into your Mac. If you're on a PC, you could do that. The only thing I found to work was intermittent fasting. And I'll tell you, I tried tons of things. I hired 3 different YouTube fitness coaches who came to me and said, okay, here's what you need to do. And they gave me these nutritional plans. And every single nutritional plan, I gained more weight with these guys. And one of them, the last one that I hired, nice enough guy, but the last one I hired over there on YouTube, he said, you've got to be cheating. You've got to be cheating. And I'm like, dude, you don't know the level of discipline I have. I followed what they said to the calorie, to the rep, to the step. I followed it to everything. I followed exactly what they said to do. So if you're out there and you've tried to get healthier and you've tried to lose weight, although this is not about weight loss, and you've tried to clear the brain fog, and everything you've tried doesn't seem to work, I know how you feel because I felt the same exact way. And I tried these things and none of them worked. In fact, they had the exact opposite effect of what I was looking to achieve. And it wasn't until I found intermittent fasting and did all the research myself and I literally turned my body into an experiment. And I tried all of these things. And it wasn't until then that, for number one, dropped a ton of weight, dropped almost 100 pounds. Let me see do you want to see the picture? In the chat, you tell me if you want to see the before and after picture. If you haven't seen this thing, I'll show you the before and after picture. Let me know in the chat. If I get one person, you might have to avert your eyes because it really is frightening. Do it. All right. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you very, very quickly the before and after picture. This will shock you. Let me download it. And I'm gonna open this thing. Stand by. But before I get to that, if you are here on YouTube and you wonder what's going on, you're watching me simulcast a live collaborative mastermind session that I have with the people who are in my mastermind. It's called Force Acceleration. It's awesome. We do three things in there. We help you make more money. That increases we increase your profit, thing number one. Thing number two, we help you get better results with your clients. So if you've got clients and you want to get better results with your clients, we help you do that. And then we have fun while we're doing it. We have a lot of fun while we're doing it. And so we meet every single week. You get awesome training. You get support from some really cool people. And I'm there all along the way to help you, as I've helped thousands of people over the course of more than 2 decades. All right. So, oh, by the way, if you want to check that out, just go to Collab, COLLAB.prouty.me. If you go to Collab, I'll put that in the comments to the YouTube video. Of course, it's in the chat right now. It's collab.prouty.me. That will get you information on this most awesome. Thank you for putting it in the webinar chat. It's collab.prouty. That's my last name, by the way, .me. If you go there, you can get all the information on it. You want to be a part of this thing. Don't do this if you don't have a business. It's not going to work for you. You got to already have a business, and you got to want to get those results. All right, let me show you this before and after picture. I'm going to blip this thing on the screen because this is kind of crazy. And this was here it is. You ready? Oh God. Ready? Here we go. How do I share this? Ready? I'm only going to share it really, really quick because the before picture is really wild. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that was the physical results that I got from that. That is what almost 100 pounds of weight loss looks like. That is what probably not 9, probably like 10% body fat looks like on my aged body. That is what 200 and almost 60 pounds to 165 pounds looks like. That's what that looks like. And I feel like I found a cheat code to make that happen because it's really easy to intermittent fast. And all of the other stuff that I tried got me to gain weight. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot if I hold my breath and stand up nice and straight. If I do that, I'm right at 6 foot. Boy, just barely making that 6 foot. But if I stand up nice and straight and I take a nice deep breath, I can do it. So that's what that looks like. But I did intermittent fasting for a different reason. I did it not only for the weight and health benefits, I did it for my business, and it really changed everything in my business. I have limitless explosive energy. I think extremely clearly. My creativity is at an all-time high. I have the ability to perceive things that I've missed before, all because of the clarity. So why does that happen? Because your body is in a different state when you don't eat often. When you are fasting, your body just goes into a different state. It goes into a more balanced state. The chemicals in your body are able to work better. Your brain functions faster. You don't have the slowdown that digestion introduces. So a lot of great things happen. So I've been talking about it on social media. You guys in the collab, we can talk about why I'm doing that later. There's a really good reason, although I think I might have explained it to you. And I want you to try that as well. But there are some questions that have come up. The first question is, somebody asked if I could share my physical fitness training like how I do my physical fitness training. So here's how I do it. I Most of you know this. I run twice a day. So I get up in the morning and I run 6 miles. And then before I eat for my first time of the day at 5:30 at night, I run another 3 miles. I run because I like the way it feels and I like running. And while I'm running, I make good use of that time and I learn. And so right now, my big push is to learn foreign languages, learn to speak foreign languages, in particular, Castellano. Estudio Castellano. And so I have been studying languages and I've been doing that while I run. So you'll hear me, if you happen to live near me, I'll run by you and I'm speaking Spanish out loud because I'm learning to, that's one of the languages I'm learning to speak. And so I love that. The other training thing that you probably don't know that I do is weighted cardio. A couple of times a week, I do weighted cardio. And so I will do that just as for fun. If I have an extra half an hour, I like doing it. It is a 15-pound ball, a medicine ball. And I take that medicine ball and I do a half an hour of cardio with it. So like one of the things that I will do is I will do like jumping jacks, holding the ball. I will do burpees, holding the ball. A burpee is where you go down to the ground, push the ball. I do a push up, jump up, lift the ball up over my head and jump up in the air. I do a bunch of different cardio. If you're looking for a cardio routine that involves weighted cardio, do a Google search for Tony Horton and then the initials CVX. Charlie Victor X-ray, Charlie Victor X-ray. If you can find that workout, that's pretty close to what I do. CVX. And that's a Tony Horton workout. That dude used to work for Beachbody. He might still work for Beachbody. It actually might be a Beachbody program. So if you're looking for the physical training that I do, I run twice a day and probably 3 times a week I do weighted cardio. I do weighted cardio just, I don't want to lift a lot of heavy weights because my body responds very, very quickly to lifting weights. And the mass that I put on, my clothes start to not fit. And a lot of people would like that. I don't. I don't like to be that size muscularly because you lose a lot of flexibility that way. And so I like the size I am. So I do weighted cardio just to keep the muscles toned. So that's the answer to that question. I don't know how you would find, somebody just said, how do I find the CVX routine? I don't know. I have it as a video that shows up on my phone. How do you get it? I don't know. Just Google Tony Horton and CVX. You'll find a way to get it. He might even have it on YouTube. Let me see. I'm searching YouTube to see if it's out there. I don't know. Nothing. There's a snapshot of it. It's like 30 minutes long. I don't see it. It didn't show up. It didn't show up in the search, probably because you have to pay Beachbody for it. But I'm sure you'll be able to figure this out. I'm sure you'll be able to figure this out. So somebody asked what my training routine is. That's my physical training routine. And then going along with that, my eating routine, you know this, so I won't belabor it. I eat for a half an hour a day, 5:30 to 6, just about every single day. That's the only time I eat. Aside from that, water and coffee here. And then today is Friday. I will eat from 5:30 to 6 today, and then I will stop eating until Sunday morning at 6 a.m. So I will go 36 hours without food, and then I will eat from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, and I'll eat a lot on Sunday. So Monday, 5:30 to 6, Tuesday, 5:30 to 6, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5:30 to 6, no food on Saturday at all. And then Sunday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., I will replenish the nutrition in my body. Somebody else asks, can I drink coffee? Yes. And I highly, I highly recommend you drink coffee. Um, here's the key. If you're going to try intermittent fasting and you're going to do it with discipline, you can only drink 2 or 3 things while you're fasting. So you have a window of when you're not eating, you have a window of when you're eating. My window of when I'm eating is 30 minutes long. No, you are allowed coffee, Jeremy, and I have a fondness for drinking coffee with you. Um, your eating window is when you consume your food. My eating window is 30 minutes a day. Please don't get in my way. When that 30 minutes opens up, get out of my way. During the non-eating window, which for me is 23 and a half hours every day, except for Saturday, which is 36 hours, coffee, black coffee, water. This happens to be carbonated water from my carbonated water machine. That's it. You can do tea, I believe, but it's got to be unsweetened. And your coffee, you're not putting anything in here. The only thing that's allowable in your coffee is maybe ice, but that's it. No artificial sweeteners, no 0-calorie sweeteners, no butter, no splash, no, splash of milk. You put a splash of milk in there, don't even bother. Don't even bother fasting because you just introduce calories. The introduction of a calorie, if you're doing strict fasting like I do, the introduction of a single calorie takes you out of your fast. You're not fasting anymore. And so one of the reasons that I do fasting is to build my discipline. It's to build my discipline to obscene levels of discipline. You guys who have hung around with me, you know how disciplined I am. If you've spent time with me, you know how disciplined I am. Even if you haven't, you just know. I'm extremely disciplined, but I got that way. Fasting taught me to be that way. When you are disciplined about your fasting, that discipline carries through in every other part of your life. So not even a splash of milk, black coffee with ice. That's it. Or brewed tea. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, nothing else. And water during your fast. You'll get used to it. On Sundays, when I allow myself to eat a little bit more, I do put some milk in my coffee, and it's fantastic. But during the day like this is a quadruple espresso in this thing with ice. And that's it. Yeah, and I've had this since like maybe 8:30 this morning. So a quadruple espresso over 4 hours, and it's probably half done. Somebody in the Zoom chat says, I do a slight variation with black bulletproof coffee first thing in the morning. And then I fast for 17 to 18 hours a day. You got to figure out what works for you. This works unbelievably well for me. And so you get to a point where you feel better fasted than you do full. It takes time to get there, but I promise you'll get there. So the original question is, can I drink coffee? Yes. My recommendation, black coffee. Just make yourself black coffee, put it over ice, put it in a thermos, sip it all day long. Somebody else asks hold on, let me just get to the actual question. One moment. I have somebody who's in a foreign country in Australia asking me what I'm doing right now. A client in a foreign country asking me what I'm doing right now. So somebody asked how they get into it. So I'm extreme. I do 23 and a half hours. I don't recommend starting there at all. In fact, when I first started, I started off doing 14 hours of fast. So I would stop eating at 6 p.m. and then I wouldn't eat for 14 hours. So that's 8 a.m. the next day. And that's not that big of a deal. Most people can do that. Then I would increase my time. Okay, I just increased my time. And I got to 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. And that was great. That worked pretty well for me. I would start, let's see, I would start eating at 1 and stop eating at 7. That was my 8-hour window. And I distinctly remember how good food tastes at 1 o'clock, like during that first bite after not eating for 16 hours. I remember I'd take the bite and I'd be like, oh my God, so good. And then I would eat for 8 hours. And then totally by mistake, one day. So this is my mental illness. It's not an illness, but this is my mentality. I run before I break my fast. It's just part of my routine. So I run 3 miles before I break my fast. I feel like that does great things for my body. It feels really good. My fastest running times are when I'm in an extended fasted state. So after 16 hours of not eating, I run faster than after 5 hours of not eating. I just look at my numbers all the time. After 23 hours of not eating, I'm extremely fast. And I've had conversations with some people about this, and they say that that's a biological mechanism to get you faster so that you can catch your next meal. Pardon me, and I really do believe that. Like after not eating for 23 hours, some physiological change happens to me, and I get out there, and if I normally am running like 9 minute miles, I'm like running like 7:50. Like I shave a minute 10 off my mile just by being more hungry. And I don't try any harder. It just happens. I think it's biologically your body allows you to run faster to go catch the thing that you have to eat. Back when we had to do that. Remember those days? So I stumbled across one meal a day by accident. One day it came time, my 1 o'clock eating window was opening, and it was raining and I didn't have a chance to run. And the weather said the rain wasn't going to let up until 5. And normally I would go out and run in the rain, but it happened to be a lightning storm as well. I will also run in lightning storms, but this is a particularly bad one. So I decided that I wasn't going to do that. So I just didn't eat. And then my eating window was coming and the rain and the thunder had let up and I got out there and ran. And then I was like, well, this wasn't so bad doing the 23 hours. It wasn't so bad. So I stumbled across it kind of by accident and I realized I could do it. I just started doing it. And so my thinking got more clear, my creativity, all-time high, focus, discipline, everything just got better and better and better. But I eased myself all the way up. So somebody asked how you get to 23, one meal a day, 23 hours. Some people do 23 and then they eat for a full hour. I find that I can get everything I need in a half an hour. So I do 23 and a half one. It feels great. So that's how I got myself there. Somebody else says, I just started 16/8 intermittent fasting a week ago, and I've been waking up feeling energized and happy. So that's 1 week in. Before that, it took me a whole hour to get out of bed. So the results in my case are pretty instant. Also, I've lost 4.5 pounds in a week. That's amazing. This person's YouTube name is Hello There. So a big shout out to you, Hello There. That's just incredible. Really, really happy for you. That's really inspiring for you. Keep it up. That's all you got to do is keep it up. Okay, so yeah, you can drink coffee, just don't put anything in it. And somebody asks what I eat during my half hour of eating. I eat clean. I eat a lot of protein and green veg. And then on Sundays, I don't want it to sound like it's a feeding frenzy on Sundays, but I eat a lot on Sundays. I'll eat 3 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and a dinner. I'll eat a lot. It's hard to eat as much as I eat on Sunday. I'm really, really full all day long, like too full. But I do eat a lot on Sunday. And I will have chocolate on Sunday, and I will have one alcoholic beverage on Sunday as well. I'll have a glass of sangria. Or it's summertime here, so I'll have a mojito. I do enjoy those, but I'll only have one. So Sunday is my refeed because we haven't talked about this. I do calorie cycling as well. Calorie cycling was researched by, there's a lot of studies on calorie cycling. I would have you Google Jim Stoppani and calorie cycling, Stoppani, Dr. Jim Stoppani and calorie cycling. He has a very comprehensive article on how calorie cycling works, and he has a suggested nutritional plan for it. The as we age, you guys who are aging, you people who aren't aging, you're fine. But as we age, the metabolism slows down. You can boost your metabolism, your metabolic rate, by calorie cycling. So I eat a lot on Sunday, which then, based on what I've researched, says, let's get the metabolism going. Let's get it going. Come on, there's a lot of food to digest. Let's get the metabolism going. Then I shock the system on Monday by bringing my calories way, way down. So my metabolism is already going. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So I can, on Tuesday, I eat just a little bit more. What I'm trying to do is just keep that metabolism up. Yeah? Jad Wong, are you saying in disbelief, or I've never heard of this and I need to research this? That's the research I want you to do. Here, I'll help you do it right now. I know that, I know we're not talking directly about growing a business here, but guys, you can't grow a business if you can't think. You can't grow a business if you're not creative. And you can't grow a business if 2 o'clock in the afternoon comes and you're like, I'm so tired, because you're digesting your lunch. Jim Stoppani and calorie cycling. He calls it carb cycling. So this is from 2021. I think that's when I started all of this. So you go to this article on this dude's website. Full disclosure, I hired this dude and I followed his eating plan and I gained weight. And so I called up there. This is one of the people I hired and I gained weight. I called him up and I was like, I'm following the eating plan you gave me and I'm gaining weight and I wanted to lose weight. And they were like, oh yeah. Their exact line was, oh yeah, we're not really good at telling you how to ease into the eating plan. You started too fast. And I'm like, that could have been a paragraph in the document you sent me. So I stopped doing it. So this talks about combining intermittent fasting. Here's the science. And adding carbohydrate cycling. Carbohydrate cycling is you have low carb days, moderate carb days, and high carb days. And then you experiment with those. And he goes through all the science of it. And he wants you to start with 3 low carb days, 3 moderate carb days, and 1 high carb day. And he gives you can do the multipliers to figure out how many carbs to get. I did this and dropped a lot of the weight, but then I got into like the 180s and it started to slow down. So then I reduced my moderate carb days to just 1, which is now Tuesday. And I increased my low carb days. And that turned things around for me. So then somewhere in here is like an eating plan. Like he tells you what to eat on your high carb, mid carb, and low carb days. Just follow this within reason. I mean, all the science is here. And this became the basis for everything for me. And that's how it all happened. And now here I am. My discipline is at an all-time high. My focus, energy, I can focus for way longer than I used to be able to focus. I wake up, I'm instantly out of bed, within minutes, running shoes on, and I'm out there running twice a day. And then a couple of days a week, I do 3 workouts a day where I do the weighted cardio. Business, since I started doing this, business is incredible. Like incredible. Incredible. I'm not here to brag, so I'm not going to. Business is great. So all of those things are the benefits. So those are all the questions that came in from YouTube. Somebody says that they modify their coffee a little bit and they say they just add a burger and fries to the coffee. They're asking if that counts. That's good. I wish that would count, but it doesn't. So there you go. That's how I do it. That is how I do it. And I have all the questions answered. I've answered all the questions. So what do we do now? Are there any more questions hanging around out there? Anything you guys want to talk about? We got a couple of minutes. Let's check in on YouTube, make sure I'm not missing anything over there. What's up, YouTube? You guys who are there on YouTube, if you have any questions, I got a few more minutes, and then I've got private clients stacked up. Somebody says, when does force acceleration start? So it's already started, and anyone who has joined force acceleration, you on the yearly plan for force acceleration, it's a yearly subscription. Anyone who has joined with the yearly subscription, your year doesn't start until August 1st. So you're getting the remainder of June and all of July on me. Your official year starts, even if you've already paid, your official year for renewal will be August 1st. So there's that. The Force Acceleration Mastermind, the current wave of new enrollees is being capped at 21. And 6 have already been sold, leaving us 15 open spots as of today, but I haven't checked if anyone has enrolled today. Getting people enrolling every day, which is pretty cool. And I just started promoting it this week. The promotion schedule looks like this. We go out of wait list on, I want to say Monday of next week, but I'm not positive it's going to be Monday. My goal is Monday. It might not be till next Friday. Depends. It depends on when I can get everything organized and in place. We're in wait list right now. We go out of wait list next week sometime. And that's when I wasn't even going to have people sign up, but people were like really asking me to just let them start. So that's where we got the 6. We go out of wait list next week. There are 15 spots open. I'm going to hang on one second. If you don't have access right now, there's somebody here who is in. If you don't have access, I will have that for you by 1 o'clock. How's that? We'll finish this up with 5 minutes earlier. That'll take me 5 minutes to troubleshoot that. Okay, I'll have that for you by 1 o'clock. By 1 o'clock my time. So whatever that is for your time, that's in 11 minutes. So I'll wrap this up and I will get that done immediately for you. So officially, the sales for enrollment for FA starts next week sometime, but it's already happening. So people are already in. Somebody says, how do I know if it's a good fit for me? You have to already have a business. So you have to already have a business. You have to make some money. That's how it's a good fit. You can come into this having not done that. However, your best option is going to be that and that's why we're kind of screening people, because we're looking, the big goal here is to get everybody in the first year, get everybody to $20,000 a month. So that's the big goal of Force Acceleration, is to take somebody who's made a couple $1,000s, get you to a consistent 20,000 a month. That's the goal for the first year. And it's going to take a year. Nothing happens instantly. By the way, you're watching this on YouTube, collab.prouty.me. I'll put that in the chat. The goal here for less than the price of coffee is to get you to $20,000 a month in the first year. So that's my personal goal for everybody that comes in. That's why I'm limiting the amount of people that come in. That's why I'm handpicking people that come in. That the people that are coming in, helpful if you already have an established business, helpful if you've made a little bit of money. You don't have to, but you got to be really persuasive when you talk to me. You got to say, look, I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to do the work to make this happen. But you instantly aren't a good fit if you don't have a business, you haven't made any money. I'll still let you in, but you got to really convince me. Otherwise, that's how we know you're a good fit. Thank you for that question. I don't see any other questions queued up. You guys on YouTube, thanks for hanging out today. Link will be, if you're here on the replay, link will be in the description, collab.prouty.me. I should put that in the title. That's what I should do. Remind me next week. You have to speak to me. Can we speak to you first? You have to speak to me first. You have to. Like you can do it without speaking to me. Just say, send me the link and I'm ready to go. But I don't want to kick people out of this thing. I already had to kick somebody out. We had 7 people sign up. I had to kick this woman out because she wasn't right. And I had the gut when I was talking to her. I had the gut sense that she wasn't right. But she was persuasive. I let her in. 2 weeks. Nope. Here's your money back. Don't come back. You're not right. And as you know, with any of my programs, if you leave, you never come back. Like you leave my programs, you don't come back in ever, ever, forever and ever. We are done. Okay. I'm going to go take care of a Force Acceleration member to make sure that they have access to everything they need to have access to. I'm going to go do that right now before my 1 o'clock private client call. YouTube, thanks for being here. Even if you were on the replay, I'm grateful for you. Let me shut down the YouTube really quick and I'll say goodbye to you guys. Here it is.